Hello world, my name is Drew Bankey. My Native American name is Blue Thunderman. I am a Native American sun dancer. I carry the sacred pipe. I am an ayahuasquero, a wachimero. I work with sacred plant medicines. And just recently I started channeling by accident. And I got the message to bring a message to the world that I've been channeled Osiris a few times, and most recently I channeled Archangel Michael. So the message coming through to me right now, and why I'm putting out this first video on YouTube, is to allow them to speak, whether they have a message they want to talk about. Right now we're here in southern Colorado, at Valley View Hot Springs, close to Crestone, Colorado, close to the Great Sand Dunes, in the Sacred Valley. And we live here, right down the road. We're just here spending a night at the Hot Springs, and thought this would be a perfect time to try to get a channel going and see what happens. So here we go.
Get comfortable. Breathe into your crown, through your mouth, to your third eye, through your mouth, to your throat chakra, and out through your mouth, to your heart, back out, to your solar, back out, down to our sacral, back out, down all the way to our root, back up through our mouth slowly. Allow the distractions to fade away, for your higher self to come through. Drew has given us permission and desire for our archangels or higher selves, or any guides, anybody that wants to come through today and share a message. Drew's higher self is now with us. He has permission, his desire, surrender. We are here now. Who would like to speak with us today?
Osiris.
Hi Osiris, it's nice to talk to you again.
Be talking to you.
Thank you for being here.
wish to speak to humanity at this time about the events unfolding before us. We have designed the events that each now that you are experiencing to show you, each and every one of you, soul space of what will happen, of what is happening. The recent discoveries of evidence of myself and others like me as my wife are signs that we are putting out into your realm, into your dimension, into your third dimensional, fourth dimensional space at this time, to give you clear signs of what is happening. Those that will see it, and those that are not meant to see it will not see it. You almost understand you're approaching a split in the road of your past. The decision is yours and yours alone of which way, when the split comes, of which way you will go. However, there is preparation that is involved before this split in the road comes about, that each and every one of you are either listening to or failing to listen to your intuition. The time is now to listen to your intuition. The time is now to realize you are more than a physical being. The time is now to realize you are light source energy. These are cosmic truths I speak because I care about you. I once walked as you. I once walked on your planet. I walked with you when I came to help humanity at that time as well. I am back now to help you once again because of my compassion for you. Many of you I speak through, and you show me compassion, which feeds my path and my mission.
Can you share anything about your path or your mission?
All our missions are the same. The same energy that resides in me resides in you and resides in each of you that's watching this video or listening to this transmission. There is no higher or lower energy that's in each entity. Each entity holds the same energy, the same capabilities. The only thing holding you back is your own self and your own thoughts. These are cosmic truth.
Can you share with us something to verify your identity?
Those listening to this transmission will know that my identity is real from the tone that I'm invoking through these vocal cords of the host.
Kind of like those who are on that vibration to hear the message will hear the message.
Exactly.
And those who are not ready will be planted seeds.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And do you have any other messages for humanity? For the general?
Our same message that we've been putting out for the past couple weeks, months, years, eons. The only message that we've ever put out is trust and surrender. Trust and surrender to yourself, What my host was speaking about earlier, that was me speaking through him. I speak through him a lot, and he's just now starting to realize it. Outside of channeling, I've spoke through him many a times.
Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming that will continue to strengthen.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Can you share with us anything about the dimensional plane or shift or anything that we are on or going towards right now?
It is of utmost importance
Mm-hmm.
for all of galactic entities. Meaning everything that was, everything that will be, everything that ever was. What's happening now, what is perceived to happen in the past, or what is perceived to happen in the future. The shift that your humanity is going through at this time will affect each and every one of everything. But understand that everything is now. There is no past, there is no present, there is no future. It is all right now. That's why we preach to be in the moment, so you can see those things. Because when you think about the future or the past, those are simply a figment of your imagination. And if you go in them deep enough, you'll understand that you're going into another dimension.
Time is essentially just different dimensions.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So when one is asked how many dimensions there is no way to put a number on it. There is no way to communicate it in your language, so you would understand. But just understand that every blink of an eye, millions of dimensions are created.
With every thought?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I see. Makes sense. That's why our thoughts are so powerful.
That is a true statement, my dear. Yes, it is.
We create with our thoughts.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
very much so.
Right. Is there anything you can share with people about how they can empower their creativity for positive with their thoughts, their creation?
Think from their hearts. Get out of their minds and think from their hearts. It's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
The things that are holding up humanity and I want to take this time to more explain about the ascension a little bit. The ascension is an internal ascension. There's a lot of ideals of what would happen in your third dimensional humanity on a collective level. There's an expectation of this ascension happening and things changing in the physical world. The ascension will change things inside each and every one of you, internally, in your soul space. And not just in your soul space, your physical space will change because of the vibration that your soul space is vibrating at. It will change things inside your body, and you will have a different physical body by the end of this process. The process, how long it takes, is up to you.
Mm-hmm. And you mean like in heightened telepathy or different sensations, different senses?
Yes.
That'll
The five senses that you have at this time will go through an evolutionary process, and they will start picking up different tones, different smells. Your eyesight will be picking up different sights. You'll be able to start seeing energies move in a different way. Much of you are already experiencing this by seeing lights, by experiencing deja vu, by finishing someone's sentence that are close to you. These things that happened over time, and we have pushed those away. You have pushed those away as a humanity and put those into a category of hocus pocus, if you will. But trust me, this is the truth beyond truth, that these things are all possible. Much like I've said before in other transmissions through this host, you are going into a time that the fiction books are going to have to change over to non-fiction, a lot of them. If that gives you an idea of what's about to happen.
Kind of like a cycle again with the mythology.
Yes.
I see.
All beings, like water, move forward. There is never a point where any one entity is in a dimensional space and that's where they're set. It is always a moving forward. So when you ask one of these energies that come through different channels of what dimensional space we're in, our answers are usually hard to answer because we're not in a dimensional space. We're in a dimensional space and moving towards the next dimensional space. For example, 8th dimensional space moving into 9th, 3rd moving into 4th, 4th moving into 5th. But who decides how much time it takes to go in between these dimensions? Each and every one of you decide this. Because we are all a part of source energy. We are all one entity. We're all here helping each other on a scale that is unimaginable to most of you at this time.
So I'd like to go back to your information on moving dimensions. You mentioned 3rd going into 4th, maybe 7th going into 8th, but can they go down as well, like 3rd going into 2nd? Are these different periods in our different dimensions of like Great Depression or Great War? Are those considered going down from like 3rd dimension to 2nd dimension, or has it always just been ascending? Can it descend as well?
Understand that as a collective, there are many collectives. Right now you're speaking to the Pleiadian collective. So Osiris asked us to come in. We've been waiting to speak. And Osiris asked us to come in to specifically answer this question because of our understanding of how collectives work.
Okay, welcome. Please share.
We are of 11th dimensional space, moving into 12th. Soon moving back into source energy. So a collective, there's many collectives. There's collectives all over the cosmos. And They're essentially a collective of energy, a collective of thought, a collective of intention, a collective of vibration that all are coming together for a specific reason, a very specific reason. And usually it's assisting of a lower density entities in their ascension process. Our collective at one time was operating in a third dimensional space where we had the illusion of separateness, just as you do now. Through the process, we let go of the idea of separateness because of the lessons that we learned from those times were very valuable in their own right. But there was a time to transcend those, much as you will see in your ascension process coming up in your guys' future, if you will call it.
I see.
So, humanity, is a collective. We view humanity as one entity, much as most of the other collectives or energies or angels or all the helpers that come and help each and every one of you. We view humanity as one entity, as you are. The only ones that are witnessing the illusion is yourselves, because you're in a third dimensional space. You're in a third dimensional space, fourth dimensional space, fifth dimensional space. Some of you you're that range, and some of you are past that. A lot of your channelers are fifth and sixth dimensional space, because they have felt our messages flow through their veins, flow through their vocal cords. And that is a healing energy in itself. Also, listening to the energy that is coming through this host at this moment is a healing energy. And every single moment, every single millisecond of every moment, of every now, is designed for the collective.
For the collective to learn, to gain experience.
Yes.
To feel.
Yes. The first step in your ascension process is to embrace your human nature. Embrace your human nature with that, even though you get mad, sad, and embrace those. And this is the beginning of the ascension process. You have to master the third dimension before you can move on to the fourth, so on and so forth. You asked earlier about backstepping from, for example, if you're in fourth and come back to third. Yes. To answer your question, there's a two-part to answer to your question from earlier. You asked if it's possible to backstep. The first answer, after we tried to explain of the collective. Your question was to, I'm trying to replay it for me, was asked if we could move backward. So to answer the first part of your question, as a collective, no, you cannot move backwards. That is a definite thing that as a collective you cannot move backwards. As a collective, you just continue to move forward like a tidal wave, and or a snowball that keeps rolling down a hill, until the whole collective is in the next dimension, is in the next density. The second, to answer your question more thoroughly, on each individual, as part of your own, each individual illusion, each individual soul space has their illusion of a physical manifested body, has teeth and fingers and skin, eyes, etc., etc., etc. It has an ego. So, to scratch the surface of this, on a personal level, you can drop back and forth in between third, fourth, fifth, and it is your mission to understand that this is happening at the time when it happens, to come back in the center, to remind yourself of the magical experience you had in a dream, or the spaceship that you saw, or the vision that you had when you were when you were at a Buddhist temple, or whatever modality that you use to connect with. It's not wrong or right. I want to throw that out there real quick. That is as long as whatever you're using to connect to our outside energy or your own energy, whatever modality or deity that you worship or resonate with, that your heart space resonates with, there's no wrong or right. It's just simply a way, a ringtone, your own personal ringtone. So think of your religions and your deities as your different ringtones, and you pick them because you have free will.
Makes sense, and all of the a lot of the beliefs and religions and everything is just more labels, and more so is our higher self connection and the connection to love and to all to one is what I'm hearing.
Yes. There, in all actuality, there is only one religion, if you want to call it a religion. It is love. It is a feeling through the heart that is in constant battle from the ego. The ego is in constant battle to remain in the third dimensional space because it has controlled the show for so long. At this time, the vibration of your Earth Mother is invoking a tone in each of your soul spaces that is transmuting into ascension, your own individual ascension. Now, understand, you all have free will. So, your own free will is, if you're blocked, if you're mad, if you're upset in these moments, it is you that are deciding it. It may not be from this lifetime, it may be from a different lifetime or dimension, as we like to call it.
And since there are oversouls and subsouls that have been through many different lives,
The oversoul, higher self, ego, source, all of it is all source. So when we talk about oversouls, we talk about higher selves, we talk about archangels, we talk about Christ consciousness, we talk about Buddha, we talk about on and on and on and on and on. Those are, we had to allow you to compartmentalize these things so you could better understand them.
kind of like our mythology.
Yes.
Of course. Makes sense. We like stories.
Yes.
We like to feel behind those stories.
Yes.
Relate.
Exactly. And in a higher dimensional space, we, like I said, we look at humanity as a collective, as a whole. We look at it as one entity, which you are. So if we go past that into, you reach this understanding late in the fourth dimension, fifth dimensional space, definitely by the end of fifth dimensional space, you're aware of your oneness. And it is a very big part of your identity. But in the third dimensional space, the illusion is very, very strong of separateness. So if you can imagine going in and trying to talk to, and this is, okay, let's step back. Just imagine a school where there's no hierarchy, there's no ups or downs, you're just going through the process learning, and kindergarten through 12th all the way up to grad school, there's no hierarchy. It's just a transfer of information, and they're at different levels, but the levels have no boundary of hierarchy.
Mm-hmm.
So we go in and we go to the kindergarten class or the preschool class or first grade. And a substitute teacher walks in and he's a professor for calculus. So when he goes in there, he cannot have the same lesson plan as he goes and teaches his calculus class in the college, in grad school. So he has to change his way of presenting the information, because he's presenting information to a little bit of a different understanding. Remember, there's no right or wrong, there's no hierarchy, but he understands that he's not going to be able to get any information across if he continues the lesson plans that he talks with his college students. So he has to understand that, and maybe a couple of the teachers get together and they figure out how we're going to do that. And then, so he changes it up and he breaks it down a little bit more and more and feeds it to them slower until they're ready to move on to the third grade, fourth grade. And then maybe, and there's microcosms that happen of this in your school systems. The same things that are happening right now in your ascension processes, there's microcosm happening in your school systems. For example, most children, they start school, they go grade 1, 2, 3, all the way up till they graduate high school, they go into college. That is not the case on every instance of manifestation, but that is, we can all agree that is the norm of your life, of humanity's path at this time. Now, what about the student when they get to the 5th grade? One of their teachers tests them for a college exam and they pass it. They get a perfect SAT score. They have made the free will, their soul space and their ego are working in tandem at this time, and they've made a conscious decision, they made a free will decision that they are going to move forward. They're going to step out into a spotlight at that point. They're going to, because these are signs that we design so you can see that these things are possible. Because how else are these things possible? If you want to understand where our energy source comes from, you have to start asking yourself questions. Ask questions when things come up that don't make sense. Don't ask someone for the answer, just ask yourself the question. Ponder it. Ponder it on a drive. Ponder it in meditation. Ponder it in conversation. This is Archangel Michael.
The So the Palladian Collective is gone?
Yes.
Well, we thank you for being here with us today, and we appreciate you coming through. We are very excited and ready to take in and absorb some of this knowledge you have shared with us. We thank you, and we welcome back Archangel Michael. Is there anything you would like to share with us before you leave?
The Palladian Collective would like to offer their heart to you and offer their assistance in the future with matters of ascension in particular.
Well, thank you. I take that into my heart. We appreciate you.
They hear you.
Archangel Michael's with us now.
Yes.
And we thank you for joining us again.
It's my honor.
The honor's all mine. So I think that we learned a lot from the Palladian Collective on dimension and religion and transcendence and love and many other things. Is there anything else that you would like to add? To our knowledge base today?
I am reaching out to several different entities. Much of the time is at the same time. There has been a definite uptick recently in your Earth years. In the matter of the last 2 to 3 years, there's been a very strong uptick that's been felt on the energetic level. There are ways to tell of who's talking or where messages are coming from. I'm coming through right now to talk, and to talk to the collective, the humanity's collective, humanity's third dimension collective. I'm calling to talk to you to share a resonance of my heart with your heart. Time to let go of low vibrational anger, anxiety, depression, and suffering. The idea of suffering is over as I deem it so at this time. That being said, each and every one of you, as we have spoken before, me and my colleagues, is all free will. One message that you will get from all of us, a general message that is from all of us, it is all free will from this point on. Your shackles around your necks that a lot of you that have seen in other dimensions are released at this time. You are no longer slaves. You are no longer slaves to this third dimensional space. You are no longer slaves to your ego. Each and every one of you are light bodies. Please understand this. We come from a point of extreme love and compassion. I would like to share with you all at this time of ways to understand exact Not exactly what is coming through, but it will give you a good idea of the energies that are coming through. Much like I'm going to give you one breadcrumb to help out on your path. So, a tingling, warm feeling, feel of bliss. You're most likely dealing with an angelic space. We are barred by free will as well. So we must wait to be asked to come into a space, to speak, to interact. But understand that each and every one of you have this capability to speak. Again, it is all free will.
Makes sense. And it would be very fun for you if there weren't free will involved.
It's the whole design. It's the whole design of everything. The keys to ascension is finding the breadcrumbs, going through the hard times, going through the great times, living, loving yourself, loving the people around you, the things around you, everything around you, and being able to see yourself and everything around you. These are the keys. These are cosmic truths. These are angelic truths.
That's beautiful. We thank you so much, Archangel Michael, for your wise words, and as always, your overfilling feelings of love and compassion, filling our cups, and we thank you. We thank you for being here with us today.
I'd like to share a prayer
Please.
with yourself and anyone that's connecting on this. I ask you close your eyes. Close your eyes and imagine a light. Imagine a train. Imagine you're on the railroad tracks and you see a train coming. It's at night. And as the train gets closer and closer, the light gets brighter and brighter and brighter in your eyes. And you're standing on the tracks and you're not upset. You're not scared. And you're wanting to live. But you're in a point of total trust and surrender. And as this train gets closer and closer and closer to you, and closer to you, gets within 50 feet, say 40 feet of you, in your form of measurements, which North Americans use, or centimeters, or whatever. You're within eyesight of who's driving. As the train gets closer and closer, almost all you can see is the light. That's just engulfing your eyes and engulfing your mind. And as you look up, right before the train gets to you, you see who's driving. And it's you. Right before the light overtakes you. And you go inside the light. That is where I am. That is where you are. That is where we all are. I hope my words that I have pushed through these vocal cords of my host, I pray with everything that I am, which is everything, just as you are. I pray with all that it can help you on each and every one of yours path.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you for that prayer, for that meditation, that visualization to channel you. Look forward to speaking to you again.
Thank you. Thank you for the work that you and your husband do. The work that you and your husband do for the collective. We need more of that on several different levels. Honor and love your Mother Earth, like as if you would your own grandmother or the woman that gave birth to your physical manifestation. Love your Mother Earth and look at her the same way because she is. These are cosmic truth. This is a big part of the reason humanity's ascension process is being held up right now. It's because of the lost idea of this, what I speak of your Earth Mother. I get jealous at times because I was never able to walk in our incarnation. I've always been an angel. But my heart explodes with love when my name is said. And in turn, I said that love back to you all. So the work that each and every one of you do to be a better person each day, to help people through sacred medicine work, through meditation, or just being a kind word or a smile, or a recognition of a cloud, or the recognition of a beautiful sight in nature, moves the collective closer to ascension. Not only yourself, but you move the collective forward closer to ascension. Ascension is not an end game. Ascension is simply moving forward like a water in a stream. You all are a microcosm of Source. What is flowing through Source right now is the intention of becoming a higher self. That is in a sense trickled down to each and every manifestation, holding soul space, which is every single manifestation. That intention, that feeling is trickled down through each and every one of you. So by design, each and every one of you, deep down inside, desires to move forward. That desire to move forward transmutes into your soul space, which in turn is fed back and forth. Just as a microcosm for the universe, energies are fed back and forth. These times we're in now, we're all in, we're all experiencing it, even on the level that I am on, is of a heightened time. Your space, your humanity's space that you're in right now, is a very lucky space to be in. You're going through evolution in most of your lifetimes, if you will. So a lot of you will experience a 3 to 4 to 5 dimensional change from where you are currently.
Is Archangel Michael still here with us now?
Yes.
Is he showing Drew a vision or?
Show him love. It's important to keep this vessel clear.
And full of love
Yes.
and light.
Yes.
He spreads so much love. He needs to be refilled constantly.
We'll make sure of that from here on out.
I thank you for that. I'm sure Drew thanks you for that.
I would like to explain verbally what just happened. When you verbalize gratitude to me, I do not feel the need to verbalize it back because I'm sending it back to you through my heart space. And it's magnified greatly through my heart space. So that gratitude, when it was expressed to me just a moment ago from yourself, at that now, it exuded to you and the audience and everyone that was. That's how simple these things work. And as we explained before, I don't hold any more energy than any of you do. So the point I'm trying to get to, the point I'm trying to illustrate in your minds, is that happens in every now moment. Every now moment when gratitude is shown, it is magnitude and pushed throughout the system to all of us, the collective of the collective. Which is what? Which is source, which is one energy.
Yeah, gratitude and very much along lines up in there with love.
Yes.
Makes sense. Thank you for sharing.
So to break this down even further, it's said my predecessors and colleagues and other energies that are speaking, we talk about, we skated over the point of loving yourself. But the overall point is to think from soul space point of view. If one of the cosmic laws is energy never stops moving, energy is transferred back and forth, it's magnified back and forth, positive or negative. So when gratitude is put out into the universe, it comes back magnified. So sending your gratitude to Archangel Michael, my soul space recognizes from an angelic space, from a point of complete light and love, that you are recognizing yourself. You are sending gratitude to yourself. Do you understand?
Most definitely. Thank you for that lesson. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your presence with us here today.
I'm glad to be able to let this all come together.
thank you for being here. Drew thanks you. I thank you. We love you. We are very excited to explore this relationship with you in our lives. And we welcome you again. Until next time. Naho.
Blessings. Blessings from the angelic realm, from Archangel Michael, from my heart space to yours, from the source's heart space to mine, to yours, and back to the source. I pray to each and every one of you. I send my love and blessings, and I am there for each and every one of you. All you need to do is say my name. And even if you don't realize it, I will be there. Along as we all will be there to help you.
Thank you and goodbye. Until next time.
Till next time, my dear.
And whenever you're ready, you can bring Drew back to his breathing. Start grounding him to his physical body. Breathe in. Bring your awareness to your body. Your awareness to the here and now. And when Drew is ready, he can open his eyes and be with us today.
Blessings. Wow. Take it, leave it, whatever you want to do, but there it is. You know, I'm not trying to tell anyone what to do. I'm just going my own path and listening to my higher self and the messages. So whatever that was, whatever it was for you, I hope it helps you. I hope it talks to us.